Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at the Vaal race meeting on the classic track today, the 29th of April. For those persons watching this video for the first time, I just want to quickly tell what Outside of Genie do. Outside of Genie does a form analysis. We study the form, and through studying the form, we then get outsiders that we can recommend to you, the punter, that you can add into your play. We are not tipsters where we tip you 1, 2, 3 per race. We give you normally our outright selection. That is the horse that we think can win the race and can be at any price. We have given outright selections at long prices, 53 to 1, 25 to 1. I think the longest price that I gave one day was 66 to 1, a horse that won last year, Kingsley's Heart, which I gave to the guys, and that won at 66 to 1. Then I also give you 2 outsider selections in no particular order. That is horses that you can put into your play. Some of them don't have the form to win, but even by placing, they can enhance the dividend. I've had outsider selections that I've recommended. They didn't win, but they ran second or third, paying 10 Rand, 12 Rand a place. And that is the kind of horse that you want to get into the placings when you take a bet like a trifecta or exacta or a quartet, so that you can get that bigger dividend. Because at the end of the day, that is why you are taking your chance, backing horses so that you can make a profit. You're not there to enrich the bookmakers. And then something that I don't often mention, but maybe I should just throw this into the mix. You know, also sometimes I advise my followers that, you know, I really believe that sometimes the bookmakers price up a horse favorite deliberately, especially if the horse is from a big trainer or a jockey in form or something riding that horse. And thereby they're creating a false favorite, which there's a lot of people who follow the favorite. So now they follow this horse. And you will see sometimes in my assessments that I do every day, I will tell you, I'll set you straight, that I don't think this is value. Yes, the horse can win, but certainly not my money on that horse. And sometimes I'm wrong, they win at that price. But I can tell you more often than not, I'm correct that particular horse doesn't perform. So that is also part of my service, is to tell people where I think that the price is not correct on a favorite, and thereby saving their money instead of backing the horse and losing their money because of a bookmaker's price up. So if you want to receive this video every day, you just go to, when you listen to the video, you just click on the subscribe button and you ring the bell, and you'll be notified every time I post this video on YouTube. You can also follow us on my Twitter channel. I post this video every time. And from the 1st of May, I'm also going to post it onto my Instagram. But posting a video on Instagram is a bit of a slip, but I'm working on that to know how to do that. And in my contact details, you can either call or WhatsApp 083 5855 133. Then I recently started a service called Dr. Genie to help the punter with his punting problems. More about that just now. Then just quickly feedback from Turffontein and Greyville, where we had a Greyville the other day. I gave 6 out of 8 winners. I forgot to fill in the punters challenge because I did watch, and I would have probably won it that day. But, you know, these days, they don't come up often where you give 21 shots, short curve flirt, straight up, you know, those kind of bets. But also then at Turffontein, I had a good day the other day. I also tipped a few winners. I gave you a value bet that ran third, paying 370. West Coast Lover was best bet of the day. He drifted from 2 to 1 to 33 to 10. I also gave you 2 all-to-comes on that day. Just sometimes I get these compliments from people at my WhatsApp, which I want to share with you. WhatsApp messages I received from one of my members. Another example of how my selections benefit punters. Hi, my name is, and I just took out the guy's name, and I would like to subscribe to your tipping service. I've been looking at the last 3 days, and I have to say you are the best in the country. I've registered with other guys, but not as good as you. Your short skirt flirt. How did you find that? Awesome stuff. I played the first horses you selected today in your outside Genie tips as a buy pot. I played field in the last leg and won 50% of the buy pot for a bet of R2. Now that buy pot paid R3,000. The guy got back R460 for R2. Wow, what an achievement. Then I've got a few packages. Now, if you want to subscribe to our daily form analysis, normally the video is free except on days like this weekend, this Saturday 1 May and Sunday 2 May, the start of champion season. If there's a major race meeting, the video is not for free for the particular reason that when I do that video for those days, I go into more depth than I normally go when I make the daily free video. When I make the daily free video, I just go touch on my selections and then maybe one or two other horses, where when I do the major race, I touch on each horse in each race, so to discuss that horse's chances. So I have got the following packages available. If you want to sign up for the weekend, that is for tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, R150. A normal package is 500 Rand. If you sign up today or tomorrow, I will give you a special price for May for 400 Rand, or you can take my best value package. This is the package for the whole season, from the 1st of May to the 31st of July, 900 Rand. The normal value would have been 1,500 Rand for those 3 months. With this package, you will receive all selections, including all the big races in Gold Circle Champion Series, including Vodacom selections that will only be available to subscribers. If you want to purchase this package, I will also throw in a free consultation with Dr. Genie. Plus, you can pay 500 Rand now and 400 Rand the end of May. What do you get if you subscribe? If you subscribe to Outside of Genie, you get our new future box exactas, and they are quite doing well. People are following, they're making the money. Some of my exactas has paid over 200 Rand, over 100 Rand, 60 Rand, 70 Rand. So it's surely a future that you want to follow. I give you 2 daily all-to-comes. Like I said the other day, both of them won, sometimes win, both wins. Other days only win, one win, and sometimes not one of them win, but that's the way of racing goes. Then I gave you a race by race selection, as I said before, an outright winner and 2 possible outside selections. I also give you value bets. As I also mentioned, some of my value bets sometimes don't win, but they place paying 10, 8 Rand, 12 Rand a place. I'll give you the best bet of the day. I don't give you 8 to 10s. I mean, if you take it at the Vaal on Tuesday, I could have given you that horse in the first race that was 8 to 10 magic choice, but I didn't. I give you a West Coast Lover, which was 22 to 10 at that one stage at 2 to 1. The horse jumped at 33 to 10. I couldn't believe it. Then I give you trifectas and quartets. About a week ago, I gave a quartet for 24 Rand at Fairview, paid 11,000 Rand. And then I give you a PA of 64 Rand. Now, there you can then play it as is, add in, take off, whatever you want to. Recently, I gave a pick 6 for 36 Rand, won it 16 times, and it paid 108 Rand, collected 2,800. And then I give a pick 6 is normally between 96 to 150 Rand. And you can then play as is, add on, or so forth. So how do you receive your selections? I add it to my WhatsApp group, and you'll receive this PDF document every day, which you can print or which you can just use as is. There will be your daily all-to-comes that I recommend, your race, your race selections, your outright winner, 2 outsiders, exacta, trifecta, quartet. I even gave you the race time to make sure you don't miss your bet. Then I got you the 2 daily value bets. I give you a best bet of the day, and I give you my pick 6 selections and my PA selections, and I didn't put that on the WhatsApp group. So let's quickly have a look at Dr. Genie. Now, Dr. Genie was established because of the fact that a lot of people, contacted me and said, listen, how can you help us? Because I've got a document out, a punt to win. So I decided I'm going to do Dr. Genie. Dr. Genie is where I'm going to consult with you for 50 minutes on a Zoom call. And we can then describe your betting strategy, how to punt to win, how to use computer formulating your bets, how to find outsiders, learn more about handicapping, any other question you might have. So I will spend 50 minutes with you in answering your questions. The cost for this is a merely 250 Rand. So what you get for that is you will also get, after that, 30 days free daily form analysis as described above. That is a value of 500 Rand. Then I give you my document Punt to Win, which is prices. I can't put a price on it, but people have said to me after reading that document, they really changed their habit of punting, and already they're losing less and winning more. Then I've got a video how to read computer form, which I normally charge 100 Rand for, and a video how to use computer form to find outsiders. That's another 100 Rand. So that gives you a total value of 912. You pay 250. So if you want to book, you can book a session with me on 0835855133. I only have had one client so far, but he was quite happy. On the first day after he had his session with me in the morning, and in the afternoon he already picked up 700 Rand, paying, getting the money back for his 250 and also still in profit. So that is the end of that. Let's move on to the racing. And we moved down to racing at a classic, and the first race off at 12:05, which is a juvenile plate. And as you know, I don't do selections of juveniles because there's no form and there's a lot of first timers. So, but I'll give you I will give you the betting for those who are interested. In race 1, number 10, Motown Magic, 14-10, Captain Lamister, 22-10, Bard of Avon, 11-2, 13-2, Dronfield, Bronco Blitz, 7-1, Team Gold, 25-1, Voluto, 25-1, and 50-1, and better the rest. I sometimes wonder where they get these names from, I must admit. Then race 2, number 3, Eastern Bell, 3-1, Promise of Hope, 3-1, Eternity Ring, 9-2, Florina Island, 5-1, 8-1, Single Sing, 12-1, Like a Diamond, Red Heart, 12-1, Stolen Key, 16-1, 25-1, and longer the rest. And while we a maiden plate over 1,200 race fee, the betting as follows: Dancing Arabian, 22-10, 5-2, Lollapalooza, 5-1, Spanish Song, 6-1, Meet the Captain, 10-1, La Sicara, 16-1, Amar, 16-1, Savage Love, Pianta, 20-1, Adonis, Car, 50-1, and 55, and longer the rest. So here in race 3, and I'm just want to quickly just repeat that. What I do with my fees, I give you my outright selections, my 2 outsider selections, and then I touch on 1 or 2 other horses in the race. So my outright selection in this race is the first time at Lollapalooza. I'm not sure, but I think this is the first runner that for the Mauritsfontein coming from Andrew Fortune's stable. I can't remember that they had another one before, but I am, as I said, I am talking under correction, but I'm sure I'm pretty right. Now, Ashley Fortune and Andrew Fortune, they really know how to prepare a horse. They've had and numerous horses winning first time out. Now, with the biggest respect to the owners and trainers in this race, there's not a lot of quality in this field. And I think if this horse, a soft 14 Rand by 4 dude, has just got a little bit of ability, she won't have a problem, this 2-year-old, discarding this field, getting the minus the 3 kilograms. And I think number 2 is going to be a huge runner in this field. Then my outsider selections is numbers 2 and 8. Number 2 and 8. Meet the Captain, Lyle Hewitson. Also, horse that's been running there and there about 6-1. Can place Lyle Hewitson on board. Certainly, that's a good jockey booking. And then number 8 is Lascara. I think Johan Janssen van Vieren today is going to have a big day. You got Lascara here. It's a Toreador by a Black May. If I'm not mistaken, both won a few races over sprints, and I've just got a feeling in this field that this horse, it came off a race last time out, and might needed to run behind Royal Wolf, and Royal Wolf has won again. If you have a look, you'll see 8 runners, 2 wins, 8 runners, 3 wins. Certainly that show that this horse has run against some decent opposition, most probably far better than in this field. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. And also definitely the favorite #1, Dancing Arabian. But this horse can't be followed with any confidence. This horse has been running over further. Now they're bringing it back to a sprinting distance. But if I have a look at this horse sprinting form, he didn't fare well over sprints. Then they put him over, although there he was a second behind Desert Pride, and Desert Pride did one last time. But then after that, the wheels sort of fall off. Then they put him over a longer distance, and then the horse started showing. But it looks like he's got a lot of speed, but certainly not a horse. Today it's at 22-10. There's no way I'll take 22-10 on this horse. I'd rather go 5-2 because I'm thinking that number 11 might even jump as favorite in this race. So that's what I say. Look out for that. Then there's just one horse that I haven't got into my play, but I think if you're looking to add on maybe into your quartet, maybe for third and fourth, do look at number 12, Savage Love. Also a 2-year-old filly, getting the 57 plus another 1.5. The form isn't that great, but that ran over the Vaal Classic. This course and distance ran a fourth behind Lady Serena. So certainly Savage Love you want to include into your play for your quartets and trifectas. So let's move on to race number 4, which is a gradation plate over 1,600 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 2, Shah Akbar, 14-10, 2-1 Elude, 4-1 Bowie, 11-2 Herodotus, Indigo 9-1, My Kingdom 71 Scratch, number 1 Flying Carpet, which would have been my first choice in this graduation plate. But now we're going with number 2 Shah Akbar, who showed a nice improvement behind Mammoose running 4 lengths and 7 lengths behind, and Stone Cold second base. He's been running against some strong opposition. He beat Nazi by 4 lengths. Nazi has come out after that and has won 2 races. Also beat Royal Wolf, who's also won a race or 2. There behind Catch 22, Ramchan Sari Road. So this horse has been running against some decent opposition, and I think might be too strong for the bunch in this race, this graduation plate. For outside of selection, I'm going for number 5, Indigo. This horse is nicely bred. Captain of all, but Go Indigo was a great one winner for Leonie Rasmus and in his time. They paid 325,000, but this horse is, he's battling to get running seconds and thirds, but he never seems to get there. Last time out, went on the poly, was 14-1, and I expected a better run from the horse. He did finish 4th. But anyway, so do include in your pay, but this is a small field, you're not going to make a bunch of money here. Number 6, Bowie, also a selection. I'm not sure who's going to be the jockey replacement, but has also run against some decent opposition. And I would think number 6, Bowie, probably the stiffest opposition for number 2, the Shaq Bar and Sean Terry, can actually probably run as first and second here. Also here is Elude, the Dawson stable. This horse has also running some nice places, being second behind Berta Marazoni, who's also proved to be a good horse. Interesting observation that I've just made here now, that you might even land up with Sean Terry and the Dawson stable running the quartet. So maybe take a 24 rand quartet, both horses of this Candace Dawson stable with the 2 horses of Sean Terry. But we're not going to pay a lot, but a win is a win. So then let's move on to race number 5, where we have a progress plate over 1,200 meters, Class B, average meter rate of 1990. Now, here my selection, let's just look at the betting first. Here's the betting. Whizzaway 2-1, Spring Break 22-10, Action Pack 33-10, Kaila's Champ 11-2, Against the Grain 11-2, 16-1, Harry's Secret, Scratch number 2, Thumbs Up, and number 8, Spree. Here, my selection is the number 1 horse, Whizzaway. He was gelded recently and has one run running close to Garden Party. I really thought that Whizzaway was going to get up, but Garden Party just kept on plucking. And yeah, Wuzuwei couldn't get to him, but still ran a reasonable 22.9, more than reasonable, 400 to finish. And I'm thinking that at 1200 meters will actually shoot him a little bit better, as he has 8 run over this 6 runs over this distance, winning 3, a second and a third. So 5 out of 6, he either win or place with this distance. And I'm thinking Wuzuwei today, certainly I would think a good bet. Uh, then outside the selections, I went with number 4. Kailash champ. Now, it seems, if you're looking at this form, you'll see that it is maybe too short for Kailash champ. And I'm thinking that she might be a little bit outpaced, but she can run on a bit. Here she ran 3 lengths behind Battle Force in the 1160. And with Kamala on board, certainly a horse that you want to include in all of your play, definitely can be placed. But I think Wizaway is going to be too fast for her, but she'll be running on the strongest of the lot here. Then another horse that you have to look at is number 5, Action Pack, coming from a long race, 243 days, but that win is made it nicely, beating Stormy Sea, and then running in the future behind Eric de Red at Greyville, and hasn't been out since, but definitely also a horse that might, be involved in the finish. And then we have Against the Grain here, also a horse that has been running over longer distances, now back over the 1200 meters, where he's run 4 times for the 2 seconds and third and a fourth, so can certainly be also involved in the finish. So let's move on to the next race, the 6th race, where we have a Phyllis and Mares 84 handicap over 1200 meters, computer from Class C, average merit rate at 80. So here we have number 1, Too Fat to Fly, 7-2, May Queen 4-1, Emerald Coast 4-1, Dubai Princess 9-2, Brooklyn Bridge 7-1, Desert Prize 9-1, Rises 9-1, Cream Soda 22-1, 33-1, Perfect Angel, and 66-1, 60-1, Decadent Lady. Now here in my, for me, my choice goes to number 7, Cream Soda. Now, Cream Soda is currently 22-1. Now, before I discuss Cream Soda and his chances, I just want to say that I'm outside of Genie. My niche is to find outsiders. And when I recommend the outsiders, I've got valid reasons why I recommend an outsider. So yesterday, I gave a horse in Cape Town called Rewrite the Stars, and I showed videos and form why I select the horse. Now, then the horse ran last, and then I get a nasty message from somebody, probably someone who had money on the horse, and tell me how bad I am. I don't know what I'm talking about, and all of that. Now, at the end of the day, I can just give you what I think. And when I give you something, I really believe that this horse has got a chance. But if the horse is slow away, gets balked, or something goes wrong with the horse is not a machine. You can't blame me for not doing. I mean, I'm not saying put the house on, but I'm saying here's a horse that you can add into your pick sixes, add into your quartets, maybe have 100 rand on the nose or 50 rand each way. So if the horse do arrive, you collect. If it doesn't, you are not going to lose your house or your pants or your shirt or whatever. And if it wins, you're going to be thankful. And then if it loses, you're going to probably say, ah, asshole, you don't know what he's doing. So I decided that if I'm going to do this kind of things in the future, I will show you why I think I like this horse, so that they can't be saying, listen, Otto, the outsider Genie, thumb sucks these outsiders. Because I'm doing a form analysis and I'm looking at some things. Now, this horse, Cream Soda, she debuted at the Turffontein Inside track, which is similar to the classic track where the 1200 meter is around the bend. Okay, so similar. Then Avia has a look here. In her first race, she ran 22 seconds for the fastest 400 to finish. After that, even beating 7.5 lengths, she won 22.3. Then she didn't run too well behind Thumbs Up, but still at 24.5. Thumbs Up has subsequently won 3 races after that. So certainly not a donkey. Yes, she's coming off a rest. But what I've seen with sprinters, they can come off a rest and they're fresh, and then they run a good race. So let's have a look here when she made her debut in August 2020. Okay, so here she was, and let's see. Number Nina Amelia ran, and is a good horse in her own right, won 2 races. She beat Nina Amelia by 1.4 lengths. Samoa has subsequently won 2 races. Carefully won a race. Lager Bay won a race. And Karen B ran a race. Then in her next race, she ran again in a 85 handicap, where she was beaten by Muleta. Muleta came out and won her next race as well. But after that, 12 Oaks. 12 Oaks is a solid horse. The Fifth Avenue, the Fifth Wave, if you go down, the Fifth Wave won a race the other day. And so that is not a lot of substance in this field, but still there are winners from this field. And in her last race, well, look at that. Here we got thumbs up. There, thumbs up, won 2 races. Pinda Mazali is definitely not a donkey. Has won 2 races before that. Captain Morisco is also there and thereabouts always. Quite a trip. Also, I think, a reasonable horse. Money Fighter also won his first race. Rapid Fire won 2 races after that. Zimbabwe won after that. And then I don't know if there was, she got a race, maybe she got hurt, I don't know. But now, let's have a look at this. When I'm going to show you the video, you will find a stone last, about 3 lengths, 2 to 3 lengths behind the second last horse. At the 400 meters, she was still lost. So have a look at this. And then I can tell you that if she can repeat this run, they're not going to catch her today. So let's have a look here. This is right at the back there. Red, white and red sleeves. You push it along. 3 lengths behind the second last horse. Okay, let's go back to that now. Can you see why I'm saying that I think this horse might have a good chance? Calvin Abib has ridden quite a lot of runners for winners for Van Vieren in the past, but in this season hasn't ridden a lot for him. But I'm seeing he has having a few rides today, and he's certainly a jockey that you can't underestimate. So that is my selection in race 7. My outsider selections for this race is number 3, which is Desert Pride. Also a horse that won 2 races in a row and then something just went off, finished behind Dubai Princess, which I also think has got a chance in this race today. But I think a nice outsider. I'm not sure who's going to be the jockey replacement. And then my other outsider selection is number 6, Rises One, another Van Vieren runner who ran a nice race behind Capitino last time out. And I think has also won 2 races and is always there and thereabouts. And I'm sure in Chase Majan would get the best out of this horse. But as I said, this is an open race. A lot of horses with chances. Another horse that you need to include is number 5, Dubai Princess. Also Sean Terry Laliewicz, and also in with chance ran a nice race behind Anne Bowden last time out. So definitely not to be discarded. Emerald Crest has now won 3 races as well from 10 starts. Certainly not a donkey in her. So all in all, a very open race. Not a horse, not a race that I would go big on. Too Fat to Fly also have a chance. I recommended it last time, and I think the opening betting on this horse was 10-1, but it was backed in. So also in with a chance, definitely Too Fat to Fly. May Queen, Danielson on board. Hasn't ridden the horse before, but is also there and thereabout. Certainly also not a horse to discard. So I would say quite an open race, but I would like to see number 7 Cream Soda come home just to prove that guy who sent me that message wrong. It sometimes hurts you when people send things to you like that when you really put in a big effort and try to help the people. But let's go to race number 7, which is a merit rated 72 handicap, class E, average merit rated 64. Let's have a look at the betting here. The betting as follows. Number 7, Roger the Dodger, 33 to 10. Midnight Gem, 4 to 1. Into the Future, 5 to 1. Informative, 5 to 1. Stop for Nothing, 7 to 1. 12 to 1. Wuhan. Encore, 16 to 1. 22 to 1, and longer the rest. So here in my selections today is number 2, Stop for Nothing. I've been following this horse and I have tipped it last time out it beat Shortstop. I gave that as my outright selection. Now this horse is now running in a E64, and he's run in C divisions. You won't see a E division in this horse, and then we just quickly confirm with you. You can see the E64. So number 2, Stop for Nothing, very much down in class today. And I think, also the merit rated has dropped a little bit. And I think he's ready today to deliver a nice challenge, as here in August, he also won on the ball, 1600 meters. He also won. And I think Stop for Nothing were ready to deliver. Of course, as you can see, the C division, D division um, hasn't run in the E division for a long time. So certainly I think Stop for Nothing is going to be there when the photos are taken. Then my outsider selection is number 1, Into the Future. Also, horse has been running in C division, B divisions, D division, now finding herself in an E division, although from 62 kilograms. Samanga Kumala on board, certainly, and the bottom board is getting the winners. I'm not sure what happened last time, but before that, won quite easily, became Tiki Taki. Certainly, number 1, Into the Future, not to be left out from your calculations. Then we look at my other outsider selection is number 4, Informative. Also, horse Musa Yedni on board, always there and there, 4 lengths behind, 5 lengths behind. Last time out, I think the 1400 meters might have been too far. She jumped outwards, so let's ignore that run. But certainly a horse that has been knocking on the door now 641 days since the last win, and surely a horse that can upset the apple cart here. And obviously, number 3, Midnight Gem. Midnight Gem won a maiden quite easily. Last time out, running 4 lengths behind Big City Girl. I think can improve on that run. Here's number 7, Roger the Dodger. Roger the Dodger. Not out of chance. I have given him a few times. He's certainly improving, and definitely in with a small chance, but with a good chance in this race. So let's move on to race number 8. We have a Phyllis Mare 74 handicap over 1800 meters, and here the betting is as follows. Bimax 22 to 10. Valadius 4 to 1, Afraad 5 to 1, Earl 11 to 2, Counterphonic Legacy 7 to 1, Alpert Glass 9 to 1, 14 to 1, and better the rest. Now here you'll see here we're running a class D, average merit at 69. Here you have the horse called Bimax. This horse has won 2 races in a row. Then ran against the likes of second base, Pamusha's Pride. And then last time, this horse was kind of a pacemaker for the stable companions. And you can forget that run, running 20 innings behind Bermuda. Now today, down in a D division, 69, where before has been competing in C division, A divisions, 92. And I'm thinking today, this horse, Baymax, best bet on the card, certainly going to be hard to beat. Number 2, Valdez is a runner in this race, can also be involved, was beaten by Baymax behind Mammoose, but I think also the same would go for this horse. Ignore that run, has certainly improved. And then also another Andrew Fortune, Counterphonic Legacy. He won his first race against a weak bunch of maidens. So definitely also a horse that can be involved in a finish. And my other outsider selection is number 6, which is Earl. Earl is run on last time behind Romans, the Magic. but in the same, and just about the same company. And Lyle Lewison on board, certainly, I think, Earl, if you look at that time, 21.9, certainly a fast time. So definitely including all of your play, Lyle Lewison on Earl, definitely a Duke of Marmalade called a gelding that can upset the top two. Then we move on to race number 9, which is a maiden plate over 2,000 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 2, Blackthorn, 22 to 10. Montero, 33 to 10. Soldier Song, 7 to 2. Walsing L, 9 to 2. Barometer, 9 to 1. 12 to 1. Apollo, 11. And 22 to 1, and better the rest. Now, here in this race, my selection is number 1, Montero. Although number 2, Blackthorn, definitely in a huge chance again. Lyle Lewison, who ran on well last time out, 23.4. But I'm going for number 1, Ontario by Saddle Wells mare, certainly well bred. There's horse, I think, the 2,000 rand will suit the 2,000 meters will suit this horse down to the ground. And yeah, I'm thinking at number 1, Montero, running a good race. As I said, number 2, not without a prayer. Then my outsider selections is number 3 and 4. Barometer also ran an improved race last time behind Irish Rain, about the length in front of number 4. Pride of Franschhoek. And our Pride of Franschhoek is ideal world by a Galileo mare, also certainly bred for this distance, so do not be surprised. Now, I just want to mention something. When I do my pick sixes, I normally put in the field, but then in terms of cost, I couldn't put in the field. So what I did was I've put in the first 6 horses and number 9. Now, if you come to the last race, and you're still running in a pick 6 and you're scared, you might go out. Just chuck a few rand on number 7, Calted Pearl, because this is a type of horse that can throw a surprise. Although I will be surprised if he does, but with a nice piece table, everything is possible. So if you want to go that route, then you and the reason why I go for number 9, Apollo 11. I did add that into my pick 6 is, as you remember, I just said to you a while ago, I gave a horse Kinkley's Heart at 6 to 1. Now that horse ran 2 sprints, and I said that day that horse is definitely bred for longer. So in that day, he went for the first time over 1,600 meters. So here we have Apollo 11. Apollo 11 did get a pipe opener over 1,600 meters in March. But now they got White Samoan on board, and I'm thinking that the 2,000 will probably, looking at the breeding, probably suit this horse much better. So do it to put that into your pick 6 if you're not going to go to field. So that brings us to the end of my preview. I hope I could point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.